Hey there, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. In about, I would say, a little over a month ago, I put out a video on my three-piece German watch collection. And at the time, I was reviewing, or just going over my collection in general, just taking a look at it, and I realized, wow, I have three German watches, and they kind of all a little bit different, and it's almost like a perfect little three watch collection, a sub-collection within my greater collection. And so I did a video on that, and I also not only did I go over these watches, which are right here in front of me, but I mentioned a watch that was coming in March or April, and one that was coming in May, a micro brand. Well, you know, a couple of things have happened, especially in the last couple of days. That's kind of, you know, there's some twists and turns, but not going in a completely different direction, but another direction has been formed. So let's get into it. But before I actually get into it, please remember to like and subscribe and click that bell icon to get updates when I upload new videos. I love making these videos, and I hope you like them too. So let's get on with it. So let's get on with the first three watches. Now, if you saw the video, you know pretty much the story behind these three watches here. I'll just recap quickly. The first one is a little bit of a dressier piece. This is a Jochen and Benzinger, and this is a small independent partnership, I would say, between Kay Yeager, who's, from what I could tell, an enthusiast, a collector, and Jochen Benzinger, who is a master at hand guilloche and engraving. And so they partnered up and they put out a series of watches. And this is the vintage edition Jaeger and Benzinger. It's limited to supposedly 40 pieces. That's my understanding. They had sourced a movement that they had found. And this is an old FAF 96 movement. FAF 96. FAF was a Swiss company making movements up to the late 70s, and I think they lost out to the course prices, right? So they found some of those movements left over somehow, and Joachim really did an amazing job with the guilloche and the engraving. It's just such a beautiful watch, and you know, you can see that he is pretty heavily inspired by Breguet with the hands and just a complete, you know, the style of the watch is very familiar to Breguet, to me anyway. So yeah, I just couldn't pass this up. The price was really, really good. You know, I feel like the popularity of independents are, you know, they're getting their due, right? And so a lot of them are becoming sought after. And the opportunity to jump on this for the price that I got it for all the handwork that is done in it, I had to do it because I just don't think that most of these, you know, artisan hand engraved, hand guilloche, you know, watch brands, you know, it's going to be unattainable for a guy like me, you know, because those prices are just keep creeping and creeping up and up. So I jumped at the opportunity, and I'm very, very happy. I love this watch. This is like mostly my night watch after I put the kids to bed. I'll put this on and maybe sip some hot cocoa and and watch YouTube. I love this watch. So awesome watch. I haven't done a review yet, but I will be doing one soon. This is a Guinot Series 40 Classique. If it looks very familiar to you, it draws a lot of comparisons to the Zinn 103, and Guinot used to make watches for Zinn. And after Helmut Zinn sold the company and got back into watchmaking, he brought Guinot. He took over Guinot from Switzerland and over to Germany, and they've been making watches off and on ever since. And so I picked this one up, and this is powered by the 7750, the Valjoux 7750 workhorse movement. 200 meter water resistant. Is a really, really great watch, really, I just love the syringe hands, made in Germany, in German down there. Is actually pretty cool. I love the cutoff numerals. I know that's very divisive. Some people can't stand it. I don't mind it. I actually like it, and I paired it up on this pilot strap with these double rivets on each side. So I think it looks pretty sharp, and yeah, I really like this watch, and it's a pretty cool chrono to have in a collection. The next watch here is the Zin 857 UTC. I used to have an 856 UTC several times, bought and sold it, and hasn't been able to stay in a collection. Not because I don't like it. I do like that watch a lot, but the first time there was an issue with it, I had to send it back to the authorized dealer. The second time, I almost did a collection purge to buy a watch that I thought I wanted. Good thing I never did buy that watch, but I was able to pick up the 857, which is basically slightly bigger than the 856. Looks pretty much like it, except for it has as well the timing bezel here, and that was the main draw. I would have bought an 856 all over again, but I liked the fact that this had the timing bezel. Yeah, very tough, tegmented steel technology, really tough watch, really good daily watch actually, and the kind of watch that you can go and travel and be under the radar. Nobody's going to be looking at your watch, and you can go around wherever you want to go around the world and keep that second time zone. So I love this watch. I know there's a lot going on here, but I find it very legible, and so that's very, very important to me these days. To be able to tell time. So now this is where it gets a little off the rails. So I had mentioned in that video about a month ago that I was waiting for a Zin U50, and I got it. So here it is, the Zin U50 dived watch. I love this thing. I did a live stream review of this, and I'll put a link here for it. But this watch is excellent. The U1, before I ever tried a U1 on, I thought it was just the dimensions were just too big. And plus I didn't like the Lego hands. I finally got a chance to try a U1 one on, and it fit fine. Still big, but it fit great. And but when the U50 came out, and now I started getting into the Lego hands. At this point, I was cool with it. I was like, okay, I want the U50 because the size is almost like it's practically the same as my Tudor Black Bay 58. So I knew I was going to get this watch eventually at some point. Plus, it's just over 11 millimeters thick, and it's a 500 meter diver. So cool. This watch wears great. I love this rubber strap, even though the class doesn't have micro adjust. It's still pretty comfortable, and I got a pretty good fit out of it. It's just super tough. Also tegmented. Both these watches have that tegmented technology in it, and it's just great, and I love it. And it's hard to scratch, and they just look as good as they did the first day I got it. A buddy of mine sent in his U1 for me to do a comparison with, right? With the U50, and I'll be doing that shortly in another video. And he's had that U1 for a while. I don't know if he's the original owner or not, but I think that U1 it's easily over 10 years old, and it still looks great. It still looks like a new watch, and that's because of the tegmented, case and bracelet and bezel. So kudos to Zin for doing great tech. This has a Sellita SW300 or 330, I forget, but keeps great time, and can be serviced by anyone. And so what? I buy this watch. I bought this watch for all the tech, and the movement is just fine. Nothing. It doesn't always have to be in house for me. In fact, I'd rather limit my in-house movements because those are usually pricey to repair. Even this one is not technically an in-house movement. It's a manual movement, 17 jewel that anybody, well, not anybody, but a good watchmaker should be able to take a look at. This is a Valjoux 7750. Again, watchmaker should be able to take a look at that. This is an ETA. So again, most of these watches that I have here don't have in-house, and I'm perfectly fine with that. This has all the great tech, and so does that. And that's what really matters to me, especially with a tool watch. These are very, very tool watch looking watches. These three, and then I either like tool or I like very, very pretty, right? So in May next month, I'm expecting another watch from a micro brand in Germany, a diver, and I'll reveal that when I get it. And I'm very excited about that one because it's a really cool looking watch, and I actually had the owner of the company on a live stream a few months back. Very, very, very excited about that. So recently, in the last couple of days, I did a unboxing video of the Zin 903. Now, the Zin 903 was the first Zin that I really liked, right? And then a few years ago, when I first started going down the Zin rabbit hole, I really, really liked the 903. It did look like a brightly navitiver. I love everything about that. Then I got away with it from it because I started getting into some of the other watches. And then recently I got back into it, and then serendipitously a subscriber reached out to me, and a friend. He was like, "Do you want to check my 903 out?" I'm like, "Of course I do." And then I fell in love with it again. My wife loves the watch, and she was like, "You really should get it." And that's really kind of all I need as encouragement, right? And so another friend and subscriber had seen my unboxing video, and I published this on, today's a Thursday. I published this on a Tuesday. Yeah, I published it on a Tuesday, right? And he was like, no, it was Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know, whatever it was. It was not too long ago. And he was like, I happen to have one. I'm looking to sell it. Do you want to buy it? And we agreed on a price, and I got it today. 2 days later, I got the Zin 903, and here it is, man. And I am so ecstatic over it. I just love this watch. It is so cool. Oh man, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. And I'm going to be doing a full review of this one as well. Almost certain that it is a Le Jeu Perret 8000 movement in it. Even though, so last year they transitioned Zin from Solita to Le Jeu Perret, which is based on a 7750, and it has a column wheel. And this right here, I'm pretty sure is the column wheel. I don't know anything about movements, but I'm looking at the Zin website, and they do a case back shot, and this, you know, I don't think Solitas have that. I think that's the column wheel. So I'm pretty sure that it is. I'm 99.9% sure that this is the Le Jeu Perret 8000. And if anybody in the comments below can confirm that for me, that'd be great. I did reach out to the dealer, and he told me, well, look to see if there's a column wheel on it. Then you have the Le Jeu Perret, I just not 100% sure what a column wheel looks like. So I was trying to look at some schematics online, and I'm pretty sure that's the column wheel. So if anybody could verify for me, that would be great. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, look, if it's a Solita SW500, that's fine, but I'd like me a column wheel chronograph. So now where there's another turn to this is that I have this Guinot here, and sadly I have to say that I did just sell this, and I'm going to be shipping it off to the new owner tomorrow. And I came to the conclusion that I'm just not a multi-chrono in the collection kind of guy. Like, I think I'm okay with one chrono in a collection, like two chronos. Like, I love this watch. I love this watch more, and I'd probably wear this all the time over this. I like to wear my watches. I get a little anxious when they sit around too much. So this one is going to be off, and then I'm going to have myself 4 watches here for my German watch collection, taking a lot of boxes here. I got the dress watch, I got the everyday UTC travel watch, I got the also everyday dive watch, and I got a really sporty chrono. So very, very happy with my collection so far in the German subgroup, which is actually now bigger than any other group, bigger than the Swiss group in my watch collection. And so I'm not done yet with the German watches. Like I said, I should be next month getting a micro that I participated the Kickstarter with. That I think it looks out of sight. Heinrich watches, and I'm looking forward to that. And I have a couple of things in play. Well, one thing potentially in play that I'm going to be saving up for, and hopefully that works out. And then down the road, I would also like to add a Dornbluth. And if I can add the watch that I hope to have a chance at and the Dornbluth, that'll be a nice little 6-watch German watch collection, right? Oh man, I used to get anxious about brand diversity and having too many watches of one brand, and so that has passed. And my solution to that, well, is just to buy more watches, and then therefore the 3 Zins won't look so will take a large part of the collection, right? Anyway, thanks guys for hanging in and watching this video. I appreciate it. Please let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's some other German brands out there that you think I should be looking at. I think I know a good amount of them, but there's always one that pops up and I'm like, I never heard of that brand before. And I would love to know as much as I can. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about German watches. Also, let me know if anybody can verify with me that this does have the Lejeune Perret 1000. I'm 99.9% sure that it does, but I just want to be 100% sure, especially if I'm going to be doing a review on it very soon. I want to give accurate information out for you guys. Anyway, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.